All right, good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at Laurel Park. Get tied on. We had some big blow-up prices yesterday afternoon here at Laurel Park. Now, the weather's going to be a factor this afternoon. We had a bunch of rain, a ton of rain early this morning here at Laurel Park. We're off the turf. All the races are off the turf today. We'll be on the main track, rated sloppy. So sloppy conditions this afternoon here at Laurel Park. Race 6 kicks off the Stronach 5. We'll talk about all that in a second. Let's talk about Thursday real quick. Yesterday, good to see you out there by the historic Laurel Park paddock. How about the 10-year-old Oak Bluffs? Won the opener yesterday. It was his 21st career win, his 5th win here at Laurel Park for trainer Mary Epler. Nice press release about the 10-year-old Oak Bluffs on our website, laurelpark.com. So how about that? That was an exciting way to start the afternoon yesterday, seeing the 10-year-old Oak Bluffs win.
Well, he's just pure racehorse, plain and simple. Picked up his 21st win, as you mentioned, did it like a professional. Halfway down the backside, I said, this horse is winning this race. You could tell he was going easily. You could tell Charlie was just going to kick him out to clean air, and he was going to come running, and he did. And Mary Epler with Oak Bluffs picks up her 900th career win as a trainer, and that's a serious milestone. So congratulations to Mary Epler.
All right, so big day and a nice ride by the bug, Charlie Marquez. So congratulations to all the winning connections of Oak Bluffs. Now the late pick 5 yesterday here at Laurel Park, Tim, got a bit wild. It started wild in race 5. That was the big maiden turf event on the Kelso. We had a $33 winner, the homebred for Skedaddle Associates and Graham Motion. Yomar Ortiz picked up the winning ride on Sweet Talkin' Girl. That was a $33 winner to kick off the late pick 5. And then you had the blow-up horse, the 35-1 shot, Hollywood Hoopla for trainer Ann Merriman, a $79 winner. Kevin Gomez aboard that winner. Then you had a $3 horse with Tweet Away Robin, Brittany Russell, Jevion Toledo, One Last Trial ran big for Kelly Rubley and Julian Pimentel. And then in the finale, Melisande gave Toledo his second win of the day. And Melisande paid $4 for Hassan Alami. But the late pick 5 yesterday paid a little over $10,000. Congratulations if you had it. Always play the pick 5s here at Laurel Park with that industry low 12% takeout. I'm going to go after, I know we have the Stronach 5 today. I'm still working on my Stronach 5 ticket. I'm going to go after the late pick 5 here at Laurel Park starting in race 5. Our big feature. It paid $10,000 yesterday. What's the late pick 5 going to pay today?
Well, wild has been the theme in the late pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Over the last few weeks, we've had some big paying late pick 5, some pretty good paying early pick 5s, as a matter of fact. But they've just been a very, very good bet. That big horse of Hollywood Hoopla of Ann Merriman said, out of an Indian Charlie mare. Hindsight's 20/20, and I look back at it. Well, there you go. Getting on the grass for the first time. But look, it's been fun, and it's going to be fun again today.
All right, so that's all yesterday. Let's chase some big payouts this afternoon here at Laurel Park. Now, the Stronach 5 is going to start Laurel Park Race 6 today, the popular national wager with that guaranteed $100,000 pool. It paid almost $42,000 a couple weeks ago. What's it going to pay today? Starts Laurel Park Race 6, and then Leg B is Gulfstream Race 8, Leg C, Laurel Park Race 7, Leg D, Laurel Park Race 8, and then we wrap it up with Gulfstream Park Race 10. Now the conditions for the two races at Gulfstream, Leg B, which is Gulfstream Race 8, that's a turf event. They're fast and firm down there at Gulfstream today. I checked the Equibase changes for Gulfstream Park. They are fast and firm at Gulfstream. So Leg B and Leg E, both races at Gulfstream, races 8 and 10 at Gulfstream, they'll be on a firm turf course down there. And then our 3 legs will be on a sloppy track here at Laurel Park. So we kick it off, Laurel Park, race 6, post time 3:21. I'm still working on my Stronach 5 ticket. Nice little carryover today in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 4 on the big 9-race program. There it is, a little over $4,200 for today's Rainbow Pick 6. Tim, I know you have a ticket for that. You'll be going after the Pick 6 today, starting race 4. Let's show you the track and weather conditions here. Off the turf, main track sloppy. The turf races that were carded a mile and a 16th on the turf will be now 1 mile on the main track. So there you go, in the mid-70s. wind not much of a factor, overcast, sloppy track. And how's the weather out there right now, Tim? And are we expecting any more rain later on this afternoon?
Yeah, I think we're expecting intermittent rain all day long. I think the track probably will stay close to sloppy all day long. It's the temperature-wise is very, very pleasant out here, and it kind of stinks that we got the rain, but we needed the rain. End of story. We needed the rain. You could see the turf for us, even though we're not going to get to run on it today, all greened up and looking well. So hopefully we get back on it here tomorrow. But hey, look, you can't control the weather. And I don't even worry about the weather anymore too much unless it's a big storm and I need to be concerned because you have no control. End of story.
I know Kieran McGee, he's happy they're off the track and off the turf with his feature, with his favorite he has in race 5. Let's tell you how you can bet and watch all the action here at Laurel Park with First Bet. When you sign up to First Bet, use promo code SPORTOFKINGS, and you get a $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus. Now, First Bet users have free access to the best features in horse racing, including seamless wagering interface, AI-enhanced algorithms to help you make smarter picks, real-time stats and probabilities, betting, live video, and replays for more than 300 tracks. So keep up with all the action right here at Laurel Park with your favorite ADW, either First Bet or Express Bet. Watch all the action and bet all the action. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the popular early pick 5 here in race 1. It's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5 and all the pick 5s here at the Maryland Jockey Club, including the Stronach 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. So here we go. Race 1 originally carded on the main track, going 7 furlongs. Maiden claiming $25,000 for the filly mares 3 and up. I go with the 3 on top here. Lady Fox is a nice attractive 9-2 here for Gary Capuano, the trainer, and Victor Rosales, now a journeyman jockey. Victor and Gary, they've done awfully well today, together. Victor, the rider of Gary's one of his stable stars right now, 3's over deuces. So Lady Fox, I think in a good spot right now. Her last couple were on the turf. She ran okay on the turf, but she ran a big second on the main track back in June. That was her first race back this summer after the break. That was against Maiden, 40,000. A good second that day behind Margie's Heaven. I like Margie's Heaven later on today in an allowance race. So I think Gary and owner Sam Passero and Victor Rosales, it all works out well for him today. This race coming off the turf. I think Lady Fox likes it here on the main track. The one lone try on a muddy track last January, that was against Maiden, 40,000. And this 3-year-old daughter, a Maryland bred by Imagining, she ran okay. She ran okay 4th that day. Gets an easier bunch today against Maiden 25.
She does get an easier bunch today, there's no doubt about it. And dropping a little bit, ran the Maiden 25 in her last start on the grass, no good there. Time before on the turf was quite good, but you're right. She has a span of 4 races from last December to early January that she ran very, very well on the main track against very similar, decent race on the mud. As you mentioned, last January, going a mile and a 16th. So she gets to turn back in distance today, getting back to the main track, going 7/8 of a mile. Gary Capuano, about 22% when he takes one from the turf to the dirt. So I like her today. I don't quite like her as much as you do. A couple others I like, but certainly she's in the mix and in the conversation.
All right, so we like the same 4 here, just in a little different order. You have the 9-5 morning line favorite here, Platinum Painter on top. First off to claim today for trainer Jamie Nessie. He gets the 5-pound apprentice Charlie Marquez, who won the opener yesterday on Oak Bluffs.
Look, there's a lot going on here with Platinum Painter. First time off the claim for Jamie Ness, taking on the main track for the first time in his life while she's dropping here today. So there's, as I mentioned, a lot going on here. Jamie Ness has been solid off the claim, but I think there's an added benefit here today getting on the main track for the first time in her career. She's going to get an off track. She's by Painter out of a Vindication mare. I think she appreciates it. I thought she was going to run all right if the track had been fast. I think this ups her value for sure this afternoon, getting this off track for Jamie Ness. It's about 25% off this type of layoff. Some work's coming in. Has not run since February 14th at Gulfstream Park, but was in very good form before going on this layoff. So certainly a lot to consider here while turning back from route turf races and taking on the main track for the first time.
All right, I use her. She is dropping first off the claim here for Ness, and she doesn't catch the toughest group. Now, she catches the dreaded one hole going 7 furlongs. I'm never a fan of that, and she doesn't have too much early speed, so she'll be in traffic early with the apprentice Charlie Marquez, see if he can navigate a good trip here on the 1 Platinum Painter. Let's see here, the 5, we both used the 5 We Are Family from the Michelle Nevin barn, shipping down from New York. Joan Rosado rides this 5-year-old mare by Into Mischief. She's an 0 for 13 5-year-old mare who's made almost 100,000. She's been running against Maiden Special Weight Company up there in New York her whole career. Now they drop her into the Maiden 25. Big drop here for the 5 We Are Family. Now, she hasn't run since last January. She didn't run very well on a sloppy track last January. She did run a big second, though. That was a lifetime best effort on a muddy track last December at Aqueduct with a 69 Beyer speed figure. So if she shows up with that today, she'll be awfully tough. Question is she ready to go off this, almost 8 month layoff?
Well, she's had some steady works coming into this race, and her races from March of last year to September of last year, they were strong races against tougher Maiden Special Weight Company, where she ran third like 5 consecutive times and ran good numbers. And it was doing a little bit of running in those races, showed some speed, and backed up, shows a good race over the mud at Saratoga in 2018. Should be able to handle the off-going by Into Mischief out of a Tis Now mare, and as you mentioned, she's getting some class relief. Michelle Nevin about 19% when she drops one from Maiden Special Weight to Maiden Claiming. Certainly should be an easier spot here this afternoon for We Are Family and Johan Rosado.
All right, so we use the same 4 horses here in race 1 to kick off the early pick 5. Let's check out race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. Now, Tim, you have an early pick 4 ticket starting race 2. Let's check it out and see how you play
I
it.
do, an $18 ticket in race 2. I go 3 deep. I use the 4, the 6, and the 10. The 4, Absalom for Damon Delavico, my top pick there. Race 3. 5, 7, 9, the 5, Trellis, a first-time starter for Dale Capuano, getting, I think, what he probably wants, an off-racetrack bred, top and bottom, to absolutely run on an off-track. Race 4, 2 deep there, the 1 and 8, and a race 5, 2 deep there, the 1 and the 4. $18 ticket. Good luck if you play along in the early pick 4.
All right, starts right here. Race 2, we're off the turf. And we also kick off the rolling super high 5 here in race 2. Nice little carryover, a little shy of 2,000 to get things going here for the rolling super high 5. So race 2 was originally carted on the turf, now on a sloppy track. Off the turf, going a flat mile, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. I go with the leading rider. That's all. I go with the top rider this summer. He had a 2-win day yesterday. Javion Toledo on the 2, Mine to Hold here for Henry Walters, a recent winner to break the maiden, going long on the turf up there at Delaware. That was the second race back this summer. So it looks like Henry Walters has this Maryland-bred 3-year-old son of Orientate in good form right now. He doesn't catch the toughest group today, and it'll be the first try on an off track. Maybe he moves up on an off track. He gets Toledo to ride. Toledo won on this horse at Delaware and takes the call here today. So I go with the top rider. That's pretty much my only angle here in race 2. That's how I end up on the 2, Mine to Hold.
Well, I think there's a couple other angles here for you. I didn't use Mine to Hold, but we'll look at a couple of those. Ran some decent races on the fast main track, and as you mentioned, getting an off track for the first time in his career by Orientate, but out of a Touch Gold mare. Touch Golds love the off going, so you might be right. The off going here this afternoon may be enough to move up Mine to Hold in today's second race for Javion Toledo. That 10-1 on the line, but that's all going to change since this race came off the turf, but in good form right now. This is a good time to try it. Last 2 races have been good, positive races, back-to-back lifetime bests on the grass. Gets an off track here this afternoon for the first time, and it simply may work for Mine to Hold.
All right, so I have the 2 on top where we're kind of all over the place here in race 2. You have the 4 on top here, Absalom for Damon Del Devico. Horacio Caramanos rides this horse. Last few have been on the turf. Now back, this will be the first try on an off track as well for the 4 Absalom.
It has some nice races on the synthetic up at Presque Isle Downs last year during the summer, including a maiden special weight win at Presque Isle Downs and ran a decent number. Has been running on the grass. Fast main track races haven't been that great, but I'm hopeful that this one takes to the off track, has taken to the poly, has taken to the turf. So let's give it a try. I'm going to stick with Absalom. Absalom was my second choice while it was still on the turf, but I'm going to stick with Absalom here this afternoon under Horacio Caramanos. And this will be the lowest level that he's run while routing, even though taking on the off track for the first time.
All right, so a wide open event here in race 2 that comes off the turf, 1 mile on a sloppy track. The Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry stabled here at Laurel Park. He has the 3 and Air Para Cachacha, make the rider Julian Pimentel on the 3. I throw the 3 in there for connections alone. Let's turn the page here. Race 3 also comes off the turf. We're going 5.5 furlongs on a sloppy track. Maiden claiming 40,000, filly mares 3 and up. I end up on the 3 here. First off the claim for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, the 3, You're Doing Fine. A 3-year-old filly by Charitable Man. Ran okay in debut, sprinting on the turf early June. Had all kinds of trouble that day. Didn't break very well, but then ran a big race at 38-1 and ran right back for the maiden 25 in a nice rally with the traffic. You see the comment line, steadied at the half-mile pole, steady turning for home at the 3/16th pole. So all kinds of trouble last out for You're Doing Fine, but this filly still managed a good second. Now she tries an off track for the first time today. She tries Claudio for the first time today. And Angel Cruz and Claudio, they've been kind of quietly a pretty good combo this summer. Angel's won some big races for Claudio this summer. They're 30% together here in Maryland with a positive ROI. So I go with the 3, You're Doing Fine on top.
And I think we're going to start to see more different combinations of riders and trainers, with some riders that are hurt, some riders that have chose to ride somewhere else and have to stay riding there. We're going to see different combinations, and this is another one. This is one that has emerged over the last couple of weeks, Cruz and Gonzalez. Look, all this horse is going to get one thing for sure, going to get first time off the claim with Claudio Gonzalez. That's always worth something, about the 28% right now. But also, she's just looking for a clean trip. If she can get a clean trip, who knows what's going to happen. She hasn't gotten one of those in her 2 starts, and yet she's run positive races. So no doubt I would think You're Doing Fine moves forward here this afternoon.
All right, you go with the first-time starter on top here, the 5, Trellis by Bandbox, a first-time starter from the Dale Capuano barn, and like all of Dale's first-time starters, shows up with a nice big professional work tab, gives you lots of information to go by.
No doubt about it. A good work on July 20th, 5/8 of a mile, 101-4 by Bandbox out of a Coronado's Quest mare. Big Tomlinson number, should be able to handle the off-going first time out of the box. Going to have to break because you don't want to get marred back there taking that slot for the first time. Sometimes horses won't take to it, but Dale Capuano is very good at preparing his young horses for their first start. He makes sure they school into dirt and they are used to it or familiar with it when they make that first start. So sometimes I might be worried about it, not as worried about it with a Dale Capuano firster. However, the break is important for every starter, especially first time out of the box. But I'm going to take Trellis here under Victor Rosales. And if he doesn't break well, I'm sure Victor can find him a clean trip.
All right, we both used the 9 Beacon of Truth. Went off the favorite in debut, sprinting on the turf late June this summer against Maiden 40,000. Didn't break very well. Was a bit green. You see the comment line. So now they try a couple things. They tried the blinkers. They stay at the Maiden 40,000 level. They tried the off track for the first time with the blinkers. So they've had to go back to the gate and school to get the blinkers on okayed. So hopefully Beacon of Truth, an American Pharaoh, 3-year-old daughter by American Pharaoh, the Triple Crown winner. This filly's out of an Awesome Again mare, so this is a well-bred, homebred for the Elkstone group, and Mike Trombetta. No wonder she went off the favorite in debut. I expect a much better effort today from the 9 Beacon of Truth.
No doubt, and if you remember the 2015 Preakness Stakes, and I'm sure you do, when American Pharaoh was en route to a Triple Crown, he caught a very sloppy track at Pimlico that afternoon as a big storm went through right before post time. But look, Mike Trombetta has done the right things here. Look at the trouble line. Didn't get away. Broke slow. What does Mike do? He adds blinkers. He also takes this one back to the gate. Make sure this one is sharp out of the gate. And he was. I assume he had blinkers on that morning, July 24th, getting okayed with blinkers. Big work. 1 minute and 4/5 from the gate. That's important. You can bet on it. This horse will improve this afternoon. Should handle the off going, and Mike Trombetta is 21% with maidens making their second start. So I agree, a lot to like here this afternoon with Beacon of Truth, Mike Trombetta, and Julian Pimentel.
All right, it's a nice little maiden event here, going 5.5 on a sloppy track in race 3. Let's take a look at race 4. Race 4 kicks off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today in the Pick 6, a buck over 4,200. Tim, you have a ticket for the Rainbow Pick 6. Some nice races later on in today's Pick 6 sequence.
I do, and I get it kicked off going 4 deep in a race 4, the beaten 3 lifetime 10,000, 1, 4, 6, 8, and there. Race 5, I used 2 of them. I used the 1 and the 4, the 1 Maddie's Magnum, and the 4 Artful Splatter, who probably could have been a single, but Maddie's Magnum coming in from New York for Anthony Ferrier. Race 6, I single on the 14, Security Breach for Graham Motion. There's my single. Race 7, 6, 9, 11. Race 8, 1, 5, 7, 11, and I go 3 deep, which is essentially an all in race 9, 3, 6, 7, $57.60 ticket. Nice carryover, just over 4,200 was it, Stan? 4,300.
Yep, 4,200 for today's Rainbow Pick 6 carryover starting in race 4. We also kick off the middle Pick 4 here in race 4, so lots of action here in the 4th. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 10,000, 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-olds. I go the outside here, the 8. Cook Brothers, second off the claim here for Lacey Gaudet. A big win, first off the claim on a muddy track late June. That was coming off the big long layoff. That was this son of Caleb's Posse, a 4-year-old. That was his 4-year-old debut on June 20th here at Laurel Park on a muddy track against 16,000 to life. A big win with a 65 buyer speed figure. Now they claim this horse for 15,000. They're playing the claiming game here. They claimed for 15,000 last November. A big win first off the claim, off the layoff, so they're pretty much out on the horse. Probably, I think it's going to win today or be right there, and might lose the horse for 10,000. So they do all right. They make a nice profit here on Cook Brothers. So I don't mind the drop after that win for 16 here to 10. That's how you make money.
Well, perfectly spotted, no doubt about it. 2 lifetime for 16 comes in here. The 3 lifetime for 10. That was a nice race with a good number in that last start over a muddy track. That's what he's going to get today. At best, at even maybe better, he gets a sloppy racetrack. But look, it's going to be very, very hard for guys who claim horses to lay off this horse today, dropping to the 10,000 and showing 2 works since that last race on June 20th, and 2 good works, a good half mile on July 9th, 48 flat. So it looks like the horse is in perfectly good condition. They're just trying to do the right thing, win some races, put a little money in the bank, and move on. But I would expect that Cook Brothers finds a new home this afternoon, unless you're a little timid and you're afraid about concerned about the drop. I don't think that's going to be the concern here today. Cook Brothers will be very, very tough. I went elsewhere, but I do like this horse this afternoon.
All right, you have the 1 successful Zip on top of first-time gelding today for Trainer trainer Miguel Vera. Horacio Caramanos rides this 4-year-old. Hasn't run since mid-March, right before the shutdown. Big second that day right here at Laurel Park at this level, going 7 furlongs.
First time gilding here this afternoon, and comes in with a solid work tab for return, including a recent half-mile 47-3 up there at Pimlico. You mentioned his race before the layoff, a big effort at this level, only getting beat a neck, but you don't have to go too far back, and you're going to find a nice race this past January over a muddy racetrack going 7/8 of a mile, where this horse fired a lifetime best 77 by her speed figure, got beat 3/4 of lengths to Hill Shadow and Military Hop, and a couple other races previous to that, one over a sloppy track where this horse ran very, very well. So he doesn't mind the slop. He's going to have to deal with the inside draw, but he breaks well. That shouldn't be a problem. I like this horse for Miguel Vera here this afternoon. Hits about 18% off this type of layoff and gets Horacio Caramanos, who I know can work out a good trip for a successful appeal.
All right, so nice little claimer here. Race 4 to kick off the pick 6 and the middle pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. We still have to check out the late pick 5. Late pick 5 paid $10,000 yesterday. We also have so late pick 5 starts with race 5, then the Stronach 5 starting race 6. We'll check it all out right after this.
And they're off. Second in the 2-path. Ground on her inside. Race. And a quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 on top. It's last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
All right, welcome back. Big feature of the day here in race 5 to kick off our late pick 5. We had a wild late pick 5 yesterday that paid over $10,000. I have a ticket for, so no carryover today. Paid $10,000 yesterday. That's a nice big payout yesterday to kick off the weekend. Let's see if we can give you another big payout today in the late pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. There's my ticket, a $48 ticket. Race 5, I start with my best bet of the day. It's going to be tough to beat Artful Splatter today with Julian Pimentel aboard for Kieran McGee. Artful Splatter, an off-track specialist. She's looking for her 5th win on an off-track. So Artful Splatter, she's going to be awfully tough to beat. She won the Geisha. She beat Anna's Bandit in the Geisha going a mile last January on an off track, and a couple big wins on a sloppy track as well. So Artful Splatter, the 4-horse here in race 5, she's going to be awfully tough to beat. I single on her right out of the gate here on this late pick 5. Then race 6, that's a nice maiden event. I go 4 deep there. Motion has the 14 Security Breach dropping from maiden 40. With Pimentel aboard. That's a homebred for Dark Hollow Farm. He's supposed to win, but he doesn't have to. There's a couple others in here. The 3, My Moonshine, should be fit at least for the distance. The 6, Pardon the Pun, just a hunch. John Salzman Jr. barn with a nice win yesterday. And then who else do I have there? The 10, Reckless Life, first off the claim for Carlos Mencia. So maybe I can pull off a little upset there in race 6 and get a nice price home. And then, let's see, race 7. Race 7, the 6, Susie Ken, looks awfully tough to beat. I almost wanted to single on her. She's a nice 4-year-old daughter of the Factor. She's in sharp form right now for trainer Ricardo D'Angelo. She was second in a starter allowance last out at Parks late June behind the next out winner. I think the 6, Susie Ken, is going to be awfully tough to beat with Joan Vazano aboard in race 7. But the 4, Handrail, with the 5-pound apprentice, Charlie Marquez aboard for Lacey Gaudette. Handrail's a nice 5-1. That'd be a nice price there in race 7. Let's see, race 8's one of our features of the day, a Maryland bred allowance. Filly Mares 5.5 on a sloppy going. What a nice filly Milan Milosevic has here, a homebred for Stephen Glessner and Donald Tallner of Maryland, a 4-year-old daughter of Al Padrino. She's undefeated. Big win at Charlestown in her debut. Then they went up to Delaware against Allowance Company. Now she gets to run in her home track here today. I think the 11, Elegant Gal, who draws in off the AE, she'll be awfully tough there in race 8, but I use a few others. In race 9 is a 3-horse field, the 3, 6, 7, so I hit the all button there. All right, let's take a look here at race 5, our feature of the day. Second level allowance, filly and mares 3 and up, going a mile on a sloppy going. It's a 4-horse field. Artful Splatter. We both go with a 4, 1, 10, 7. Artful Splatter is going to be about 1 to 5. So a lot of people are going to single on this filly today. Now the barn's a little cold this summer. Kieran 1 for 32. Yeah, you do have to note that. But I think he heats up here today. Artful Splatter in a real good spot. She's a 4-time winner in the off-going, 4-time winner going 7 furlongs. She gets Pimentel. We know what she did to Anna's Bandit in the Geisha last January. So we both go with the favorite on top.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, this will be a little bit of a test. If she can't get it done today, then she certainly is going the wrong direction. Her races this year might indicate that she's not as good as she was last year, but she hasn't really gotten what she likes, and what she likes is an off track. As you mentioned, she's 5 for 6, a 4 for 5, trying to make it 5 for 6 here this afternoon. Worst finish ever on an off track was a second with a big numbers showing. So she gets everything she's supposed to get here this afternoon. She should get it done. She's getting Pimentel. I'll be surprised if she doesn't, and I won't be surprised if she doesn't get it done either.
All right, so the 1, Maddie's Magnum, stays in. Carlos Carrasco rides for Anthony Ferrier. The other 2 in here, the 7, Buffs in Love from the Rudy Sanchez Solomon barn. Angel Cruz on the 7, and the 10, Money from Heaven from the Hammy Smith barn with Xavier Perez. But they all have to beat Artful Splatter. She's going to be a monster heavy favored in race 5 today. Nice big feature of the day to kick off our late pick 5. I single on Artful Splatter in race 5 to kick off the late pick 5. Let's turn.
I think you can talk about the 1, Maddie's Magnum, a little bit. Coming out of New York, I've been running in 2 other vans up there, 2 decent races recently. This is, I mean, with the exception of meeting Artful Splatter on a sloppy track, this is still going to be a little bit of drop in class, and she shows a number 1 for 2 on an off track that's pretty close to Artful Splatter's best. So we'll have to keep our eye out on Maddie's Magnum for Anthony Ferrier here this afternoon.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 6 kicks off the popular national wager, the Stronach 5, with that guaranteed $100,000 pool. It paid almost $42,000 a couple weeks ago. What's it going to pay today? Starts Laurel Park, race 6. Leg B is, and we're off the turf, sloppy track here at Laurel. Now at Gulfstream, they are fast and firm. Both legs at Gulfstream are on the turf, and they have a firm turf course down there today at Gulfstream. Leg B is Gulfstream Park, race 8. Then leg C, Laurel Park, race 7. Leg D, Laurel Park, race 8. And we wrap it up, Gulfstream Park, race 10. I'm still working on my Stronach 5 ticket. Let's see if we agree here in race 6. Race 6 off the turf, going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 16,000. 3-year-olds and upwards. Stronach 5 going to start about 3:21 Eastern time. Now the 14, Security Breach, make the rider Julian Pimentel. So homebred for Dark Hollow Farm by Honor Code, a Major League $30,000 sire down there in Kentucky out of the Hayden's good mare Joy. Motion, the trainer here. They want to win now, so a big drop from the maiden special weight, maiden 40,000 races. They skip the maiden 25. They go right to the maiden 16. Got beat 20 lengths on a sloppy track late June. That was the comeback race this summer. Got clobbered, got beat 20 lengths against maiden 40, 42 Buyer speed figure. That's really not going to be good enough to win today. A couple others could jump up and run better than a 42. So hopefully at this level and third off the layoff with Pimentel, hopefully Security Breach can wake up a little bit here. We both put the horse on top.
I think it's got to do with just coming off that long layoff and getting an off track for the first time in her career. She's by Honor Code of a pure prize mare. She should handle the off track, and I think she will this afternoon, especially against this type of company. And look, they're doing the right thing. She's run, just okay at best. I mean, you have to go all the way back to her first 2 starts of her career on the main track that were okay, but she really hasn't backed that up really since then. Maybe the first race right before the layoff in March, but she needs to do better. This should pick her head up. I think she gets it done this afternoon under Julian Pimentel.
I'm sure the Haydens are watching, so good luck today with your 3-year-old gelding by Honor Code Security Breach. Going to be the favorite here in race 6. The 3, My Moonshines, had a couple turf routes under his belt. He's a 4-year-old gelding by Bullet Train here for trainer Milan Milosevic. So at least the horse is fit. Ran okay against Maiden 25 in debut. That was an okay 4th that day. And then tried blinkers last out and had traffic. Didn't have a good trip on July 4th. So this horse is interesting. Takes a drop to the Maiden 16 today, and you're getting 7 pounds off with the Apprentice Carujo.
I think that's simply the key here, getting a drop in class and needs a clean trip. A clean trip could make all the difference for My Moonshine here this afternoon. Both the races, they've been all right efforts, both on the grass. We'll see how he handles an off track here this afternoon.
All right, so we both go with the 14-3 here in race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, originally carded on the main track. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-old fillies. The 6, Susie Ken. We both go with Susie Ken on top. She looks awfully tough here for Ricardo D'Angelo. Joan Rosado on this 4-year-old daughter of the Factor. She looks like she's worth $5,000 all day long. A big second last out late June up there at Parks in a starter allowance race. Second by the next out winner in Gossip Isle. Now she broke through the gate prior to the start. That never helps. She knows the gate crew here at Laurel. This is her home track here at Laurel. They took a shot going up to Parks last out. But the gate crew, I'm sure, knows her better here at Laurel Park, her home track. And we have one of the best gate crews in the company. Best gate crews in the
Probably
country.
in the company, too.
In the company, right. So I'm not worried about the gate. I think Susie Ken in a real good spot today to get her 3rd lifetime win. We both put her on top.
I think so. Look at that race 2 back right here at Laurel Park, where she got beat a half length to Lady Rosina and ran a big race that afternoon. Even her off-track form, even though she hasn't been on the board and off-track, she's run a decent number on and off track, and she just runs against horses who come back and win. Gossip Isle, Atlantic Avenue, Sizzling Room, horses up and down her form that she beats or just beat her that come back and win. So I think she's in a very, very good spot here this afternoon for Ricardo D'Angelo, no doubt.
All right, so we both put Susie Ken on top here, race 7. Race 8, one of our features of the day, off the turf, 5.5 furlongs. Nice first level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired, filly and mares 3 and up. This race, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so nice 7-horse field here. I go with the horse that draws in off the also eligible list, the 11 Elegant Gal. She's an undefeated 4-year-old filly, a Maryland bred, a homebred here for Stephen Glessner and Donner Tallner. Milan Milosevic trains this 4-year-old daughter of El Padrino. So they got the money at Charlestown in debut back in late May, maiden special weight, 52-2. That's pretty quick going 4.5 at Charlestown. Then they went up to Delaware. They were almost 30-1 up at Delaware on July 1st against First Level Allowance Company. They caught a small 7-horse field. She had a wide trip. Didn't matter. She won by 4. She galloped at Delaware with a big 71 Beyer speed figure. So I think she gets a nice trip on the outside today. I'm wondering why Forrest Boyce isn't back on her today. Where'd Forrest go?
Forrest went to Colonial. She's currently the leading rider at Colonial.
Okay, all right. Congratulations, Forrest. Good for her. Well, you get Kevin Gomez. Gomez had that big long shot winner yesterday, the Ann Merriman horse. So I think the 11 Elegant Gal in a real nice spot. Look at that 59-3 work at Pimlico on July 25th. That was just 6 days ago. So I think this 4-year-old filly sitting on a big race today.
Yeah, no doubt. I have her in my exacta by El Patrino out of a Silver Deputy Mayor. Should handle the off-going good race at Delaware in his last start. Now, the only thing I'm going to throw out there is Milan Milosevic's been winning some races, 18% on the year. but not here in Maryland. He's been struggling here in Maryland. 0 for 18 for this meet. I have to go back. I don't remember many wins during the winter before the break. So that's certainly a question. His horses always look like they are going to run well and should run well here in Maryland, and very few have been showing up. So this horse looks like she may be different. There's no doubt about it. She's a fast cat. Let's see if she can do it in Maryland.
All right, well, you go with the 7, Gifted Heart on top. I didn't get to the 7, but she had a nice big second against Stakes Company on a muddy track as a 2-year-old last September. So that's a big race, and she gets a muddy track today for Phil Schoenthal and Victor Rosales. I kind of overlooked the 7, Gifted Heart, but she's a nice filly by Super 99.
Yeah, she's a nice filly, dropping out of 2 tough turf races. Ran behind Dendrobia on June 13th. Just got beat 2.5 lengths and can't back that race up there at Delaware Park. So she gets a little class relief in this state-bred allowance race, and she's got some races on her form that are good enough, including a nice second-place finish on and off track. So I'm going to give Gifted Heart the nod here, 6-1 on the line. Of course, that will change a little bit for sure, but Victor Rosales gets the call for Phil Schoenthal.
All right, so nice allowance race here for the Maryland-bred filly mares to kick off the late daily double. Race 9's a big maiden special weight. Now, I was all excited about this race because I had a bunch of information on the 9, Curly Ruth. Let me just start there. Curly Ruth is scratched, but everybody that's watching, put Curly Ruth in your stable mail. Follow this filly. She's going to win next out wherever she runs. She's a well-bred filly, and she's coming out of a strong race at Monmouth where they had no time, no buyer's speed figure, no nothing. Well, I timed the race, and I got a bunch of information from the race and the horse that beat her and the horse that she beat. So Curly Ruth is scratched. This race is off the turf, but put Curly Ruth in your stable mail. I'm excited to see where she ends up next for trainer Arnaud Delacour. So we're off the turf, 1 mile on the sloppy going, maiden special weight, filly and mares, 3-horse field. I go with the 3, sailing into the win on top for Brittany Russell, Jevion Toledo. A big effort last out on the turf. We'll see how she likes the sloppy track today. At least I know she should be in good form right now.
Oh, she's in very good form. It made a nice progression from her first start to her second start on the turf, as 2 races going around the ground underneath her, and she could have a conditioning edge over my top pick, no doubt about it. It's going to have to handle the off-going, a little concerned on the bottom side. We'll see how it all shakes out on sailing into the wind.
All right, you go with the 7 on top here, Twirling Candy filly for Grand Motion. Caramanos will ride. This filly probably going to be the long shot of the group, but you had Grand Motion win the big long shot winner yesterday against Maiden Special Weight Company.
Making her second start, good group of works coming into this race, going to get the main track for the first time, and I think she's going to get what she wants. She's going to get an off-main track by Twirling Candy, our Flower Alley mare. I think she'll take to this off-track very, very well. I believe she's going to get the job done here this afternoon under Caramanos. Nice 3-quarter work on July 24th. 114 and change up there, Fair Hill for Grand Motion. We'll see how it goes, but I like Candy Flower in the finale.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. Dave Rodman has a lot of scratches and changes coming up off the turf this afternoon here at Laurel Park. Main track will be sloppy. We're 25 minutes out for a big 9-race program. Rodman's up next. Good luck to you, Tim. Well, I'll see you in a few minutes here for race 1 to kick off that early pick 5. Rodman's up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.